Hi everyone, I'm Radhika. Welcome back to DataZard. If you have not subscribed to my channel, then please do subscribe as I'm confident that this series will help you in getting hands-on experience in Power BI and build your portfolio. And without further ado, let's jump into our today's challenge. Today we are going to be solving Workout Wednesday 2022 Week 12 challenge, and we are going to be creating a slicer panel. As much as it is important to get the insights out of data, it is equally important to share the insights in a format that is consumable and easily interpretable by the stakeholder. And slicer panels give you a beautiful way of presenting data on dashboard. So let's jump into our Power BI desktop. I'm going to start from scratch by first building the data model, so doing the transformations, and then we are going to be creating this dashboard, which is the second part of the challenge. I am into Power BI desktop, and let's first start by getting the data into Power BI. So for that, I will go to get data and then Excel workbook and get the data that I have already downloaded and open. Now there are two files here. We only need the tasks one, and I'll click on that and then click on transform data so that we can apply those transformations. When we click on transform data, then Power Query Editor will open up and it will look something like this. Now our headers are loaded, all right. So the next step is we need to create a table for priority, and for that I will just reference this table. So let's reference this, call this priority, and I will select this priority column and remove other columns. Now there are a lot of duplicates present here, so for that I can just remove the duplicates by just right clicking on this column and clicking on remove duplicates. So now I have a table which just contains different priorities that are included for the projects. Now we have created this priorities table, which is the dimension table, so that we can impose a sort order on this priority. So for that, I will just go to transform to add column and click on conditional column so that we can add a conditional column by which we can define the sort order. So I will call this priority sorting, and the column is priority equals to low, then this should be 1. If the priority equals medium, then this should be 2. If priority equals important, then it is 3. And if priority equals urgent, then it is 4. You can have this in the reverse order as well and choose the descending order. I have included it like 1, 2, 3, 4 from low to urgent. Now that this is done, I'll click on OK. We have the sort by column as well. And the third step that we need to do is get a date table. This, I'm going to get the M code from the Enterprise DNA channel. So the full credit goes to them for this M code. I'm just going to copy this M code to creating the date table. And in my Power BI desktop, I will go to home, new sources, and then blank query. And then we'll click on advanced editor and paste the M code and click on done. Once this is done, it's going to invoke a function, and the dates that I'm going to be choosing would be from 1st of January 2022 to 31st of December 2022, because those are the dates that I can see in the data. So let's go 0101 2022 to 31/12/2022, and I'll click on invoke. Now this date table is created. I'll just rename it as date. I'll share the link of the place of the website from which I've got the date table in the description. And now that all our transformations have been applied, I will click on close and apply to apply these changes. Now it is mentioned in the challenge that we need to create a few measures for the number of tasks that are completed, are in progress and have not started. So for that, I'm going to create a new table by going into the enter data option and then creating a new table called key measures. This is a best practice to create all your measures in a single place, and then I'll click on load. Now the first measure that we're going to create is, I'll right click on the key measures table and choose new measure. and I will call this total number of tasks. That will be equal to just counting the distinct rows, just doing a distinct count on the task ID column. Next, we are going to create a new measure. So again, right click on key measures table and new measure. This would be total number of tasks completed. That will be equal to, we have to change the context here because we need to now calculate total number of tasks that are in completed state. So for that, as we have to change the context, so let me use a calculate function here. So we'll do calculate. Now we are going to use the total number of tasks that we have created. So we have to change the context of this measure. And what we need to say is when the task progress is equal to completed, then we need to count the number of tasks. So what this says is when the task progress is equal to completed, so when this progress column, which is in the task table, is equal to completed, then only count those number of tasks. Similarly, we're going to create the other measures, which are when the task is in progress and not started. So I'll call this total number of tasks in progress will be equal to, again, calculate total number of tasks, and this time the progress should be equal to in progress because we are counting the in progress tasks. And lastly, total number of tasks not started equal to, again using a calculate function, total number of tasks. So we have to change the context for this measure, and when the progress column is equal to not started, ensure that you type this exactly like this because it is case sensitive. Now let us start creating our dashboard. So the first thing that we need is three card visuals on the left side. So the first one would be the number of tasks. Then let's just copy this. This one is number of tasks not started. And this one is number of tasks in progress. Now we need another visual, which is a pie chart. So let's get a pie chart. And in this pie chart, the first thing is in legend, we need progress. So let's go to tasks table and get the progress in legend. And then in the values, we need total number of tasks. So let's get that. We'll change the colors a little bit later. Next, we are going to create a gauge chart. So for that, let's get the gauge chart first. Now we need to get the percentage here, and for that we will need to create a measure. So I'm going to right click on new key measures table and create a new measure and call this percent of completed charts, uh, completed tasks. That will be equal to, we just need to divide the completed tasks by the total number of tasks, and alternate result is 0. And I'm just going to bring this measure into values because it is a percentage. So let us just format this as a percent with 0 decimal places. And lastly, we need a bar chart. So let's get a bar chart at the bottom. And this bar chart would be on y-axis we have assigned to, and on x-axis we have total number of tasks, and the legend should be the bucket name. So let's get the bucket name from the task table. I'm just going to rearrange these visuals. I'll share the link of the place of the website from which I've got the date table in the description. And now that all our transformations have been applied, I will click on close and apply to apply these changes. Now let us start creating our slicer panel. And for that, first I will insert a rectangle. So I'll go to insert and then go to shapes and then get this rectangle. And now I will just place it right here all across, and I'll change its color to this blue color. Now first I will get slicer. So let's go to home and then get a slicer. First one would be for priority. So I'll choose priority. Then I'll just copy this. And the next one would be for due date. So I'll remove this and add due date. Now currently our due date is a text value. So let us change it to a date. Click on yes. And I forgot that I have not made the proper connections in the data model as well. So let us do that. So I'll go into data model, and then priority is already associated via Power BI because it was able to understand it. But to connect the task table to the date table, I'm going to use the due date column from the task table and the date column from the date table and make the connection. This would be a one-to-many relationship, and click on save. And now if I go back here, now I will just convert this. So go to slicer settings. And now that we have converted this into a date, we can choose a relative date from the slicer options. So we have selected this due date. Then again, I will select the priority, copy it. And now the next filter would be for progress. So I'll choose progress here, and then I'll copy paste again. And this would be for the late column. And lastly, we need a button to clear the filters. There is already a functionality provided by Power BI, and I'm going to use that. So I'll go to insert and go to buttons and then choose clear all slicers button. And we can just place it right here and just update it. So in button style, I'll enable fill, and the fill would be a white color with transparency of 0% so that it is clearly visible. I will just rearrange these properly. And now again, we need a button so that when we click that button, this panel closes. So for that, I'll go to shapes and get this shape. And let's just reduce the size of this shape. I'll place it somewhere here. We need to change the direction of this shape. And to do that, we can go to rotation and change this to 180 degrees so that it is points in the opposite direction. And now I will place it somewhere over here. Now what we want is when this button is clicked, we want this panel to close. So for that, we'll have to use bookmarks. So I'll go into the bookmarks pane and first create the bookmarks. And to do that, let us first go to selection pane. In here, I will call this close shape. I'll just rename these so that I know what these buttons are. This one is clear filters button. Then for the slicers also, this one is, these are all the four slicers that we have created over here. And this shape is the big rectangular shape. So let's just rename this as well. So rectangle shape. And now I'm just going to group these all together because these will all work in conjunction with each other. So I will click on this close shape and then press on control and click all of these visuals. And now I will right click from here and and select group and call this show filters. I will put this in the show filters as well. So let's bring that here. And now what we can do is I can now add a bookmark. I will call this show filters bookmark. And what I can do is now keep all of these filters, we need to show them. So I will keep this as is and then click on update. Now let's just hide this and get another shape. I'll just copy this one. I will just go to this shape and copy it and paste it. And now I will hide all of these show filters group, and then I will bring this one exactly over here, and we need to point this in the opposite direction. So again, I'll go into shape and now change its direction to 0 degrees. So now this is the button that when we click on this button, that filter pane should appear. So I will now bookmark this. So create another bookmark, call this hide filters bookmark, where this should be hidden. This particular group where the filters are shown and the rectangle is shown and the clear filters button is shown, this filter should be hidden. This group should be hidden and rest of these should be visible. So now I will right click and click on update. So when I go to show filters, I need this one unticked. So we need this one here. Let's just move that there. So we need all of this. We don't need the closed shape, so we can untick the so we can hide this closed shape, but we need everything else. And now I will click on update so that I save these filters. So now if I go to hide filters, I see this shape and all my visuals. And when I go to show filters, I can see my panel. Now, all we need to do is currently when I press Control on my keyboard and click on this button, nothing changes. And that's because we have not assigned any action to this button. So I will assign action, and to do that, I'll click on this shape and then go into shape, go into actions, turn on the actions. And then we need a bookmark. And when I click this shape, we want to see the hide filters bookmark. So now when I press on control on my keyboard and press this button, I see all of my visuals. And again, we need to assign action to this button as well. So, or this shape as well. So I'll click on this shape, enable action. And again, the type would be a bookmark, and we need to select the show bookmarks. So now when I'm pressing control and then selecting this, I'm getting the panel. And when I press control and select the shape, my panel disappears. So this is the main functionality that was needed. Now I will just change the colors quickly. I have now changed all of these colors, and now if I select important, then all my visuals, they change to show the data just for priority important. And if I unselect it, then also the visuals get updated. If I select multiple visuals from here, multiple filters from here, and then press control and click on clear all slicers, then all my slicers get updated as well. So this is how the functionality is working. I hope you have learned something new from this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one.